Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Top Gun, released in 1986, directed by Tony Scott, from a script by Jim Cash and Jack Epps Jr., starring Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, Val Kilmer, Anthony Edwards, Tom Skerritt, Michael Ironside, John Stockwell, Barry Tubb, Rick Rossovich, Tim Robbins, Clarence Gilyard, James Tolkan, and Meg Ryan. Now, if you have seen my Top Gun Maverick review, if you've not, it's up here. But do not watch that now. Wait until after this one if you have not seen it yet. But if you've seen that, you know my stance when it came to Tom Cruise in this film. His Maverick is pretty much a cocky, arrogant character that thinks the world revolves around him and that he is the greatest pilot of all time. And that always made me side with Iceman, played excellently by Val Kilmer in this film, due to the fact that Iceman, yes, he's cocky, but he's got that edge to him where he can back up his claims. Now, yes, Maverick can back up most of his claims, but it's that arrogantness about him that infuriates a lot of the other pilots, including Iceman. And I can see why. Whereas his best friend and co-pilot, Goose, was played by Anthony Edwards. He is so lovable and so cool as a character. Now, when Maverick and Goose are together, and he's got that cockiness about him around Goose, Goose offsets it, and everything is fine. When Maverick is around the other pilots, and Goose may not be around, and Goose isn't around quite a bit after a certain event happens. But see, that cocky attitude becomes less charisma than it does him just being an asshole. And that's why I never really got on board with Maverick as much in this film. Now that kind of changes when it comes to the sequel, Top Gun Maverick. But I will admit, Tom Cruise's chemistry with Kelly McGillis in this as Charlie is pretty damn good. They make a pretty good couple, even though a lot of folks don't know this, and this is a little bit of nice trivia out here, Kelly McGillis didn't have eyes for Tom Cruise on the set of that film. She was actually in a relationship with another actor in there playing a pilot, Barry Tubb, who played the character of Wolfman. And that's pretty funny when you think about it. But the rest of the supporting cast around the rest of the pilots, because all the pilots are played by up-and-coming actors that were, just great at the time. John Stockwell, Barry Tubb, Rick Rossovich, Tim Robbins, of course, Clarence Gilyard, and even Adrian Pasdar, who I didn't mention in the opening. For the cast is in this film at one point. And all of them ended up going on to a bit of success on their own, either before or after this film. So it is great to have them on there, but not only them, but you have Tom Skerritt as Viper, Michael Ironside as Jester, and that is just cool as hell, because most of the times Michael Ironside would be cast in a villain role, and in this he is playing, yes, he's at odds with some of the pilots, including Maverick for the most part because of his cockiness, but he is a good guy. So it's really great to get to see him playing something like that instead of playing the villain. But Tom Skerritt as Viper is, great leader of these young pilots and everything, trying to teach them what he knows because he is this big Vietnam veteran. Then, of course, there's James Tolkan as Stinger. And he's just like the Back to the Future movies. He is a highlight when he's on screen. I really love James Tolkan. He really is a cool character actor. Awesome job on this film. And then, of course, there's Meg Ryan as Carol, Goose's wife. And this was one of her early roles before she had become a big star as well. So, great supporting cast behind Tom Cruise. But I really do feel that, Val Kilmer does steal a lot of the scenes that him and Cruise are in together. I just think Val Kilmer just had... Yes, Tom Cruise does have a lot of charisma, but to me, Val Kilmer has the charisma, and he has this coolness factor about him that just makes him... Hence the reason why they called him Iceman on here. I mean, he's just so cool in the role of Iceman. He was my favorite character in this whole film. But to get to a little bit of spoilers, just to get to that point where I was saying that Goose isn't in this movie as much. At a certain point, Goose does die on this training exercise that they're on. It is a heartbreaking scene, and it is after Goose's death that it's where Tom Cruise kind of matures as a character in a way. And it was great that Tom Skerritt was there because he kind of helps him through that, because he did know Maverick's father and everything. So this movie is just so well directed by Tony Scott. Like I said, the whole overall cast in this, just everybody is excellent in this. It is one of those perfect storm kind of a films. Even though, like I said, Tom Cruise did get on my nerves quite a bit early with his cocky attitude and everything. So my final review for Top Gun from 1986, I am going to give this film a 9.2 out of 10. Even though I do think that Top Gun Maverick is, in a lot of respects, a better film than this one. And go watch my review to see that. Me talk about that one. Now, it is an earlier review, so it doesn't have quite the polish of these reviews now, but just check it out, just to have, if you enjoyed this one, I think you'll enjoy my review of the sequel. But what do you think of Top Gun? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight fan, you can go to a post that I have right now on the plus area, and you can ask me to do any movie, TV show, or even a ranking video on the channel, and when I do it, it'll go exclusively on the plus area for all plus members to watch before it goes live on the channel. So if you want to get interactive, now is your opportunity.
Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.